Politics can be a very interesting game. Around 2.5 weeks ago, ndugu Francis Atwoli, the Kotu Secretary General, hosted Raila Odinga, David Murathe, James Orengo, and Junet Mohammed at his residence in Kajiado. Francis Atwoli is not your ordinary Kenyan. And he hosted Raila Odinga and David Murathe. The presence of David Murathe at that meeting signified the presence of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I knew these guys were up to something. And up to now, I'm still unable to understand how the allies of the deputy president were able to leak information about that meeting. Because for those who remember, the vehicle of Raila Odinga was captured at that roadblock. And that information was first shared by Dennis Itumbi. So it means they were really following the movements of these three gentlemen. And 2 weeks ago, right on this platform, I reported about a meeting which took place at the residence of Paul Otuoma in Karen. And in that meeting, the people who were present actually shocked me. There was President Uhuru Kenyatta and there was Raila Odinga. And these two brothers were later joined by ndugu Francis Atwoli. They were joined by Junet Mohammed, David Murathe, and James Orengo. And from that moment up to now, the politics of this country has never been the same. And from that moment, there has been speculations that President Uhuru Kenyatta was planning to form a coalition government with Raila Odinga. I'm forgetting. In that meeting in Karen, there was Gideon Moi, there was Raila Odinga, and then there was Uhuru Kenyatta. So these three gentlemen sat there, discussed, then later on, they invited these other gentlemen. But from that moment up to now, if you've been keen, a lot of things have changed in the political circles. That's the moment Kenyans started speculating about the possibility of President Uhuru Kenyatta forming a coalition government. And we all know that from that moment, Uhuru Kenyatta entered into a coalition agreement with KANU and Gideon Moi. We also know that from that moment, President Uhuru Kenyatta kicked out the allies of his deputy, Kipchumba Murkomen and Susan Kihika, out of the Jubilee, as the Jubilee majority leaders at the Senate. We also know that the senators who absconded President Uhuru Kenyatta's parliamentary group meeting at State House have already received warning letters. So it means a lot is going underground. But why is this happening? I want to shock you that President Uhuru Kenyatta is actually working on an elaborate plan to bring Raila Odinga into government. And I'm told already that that announcement is likely to happen, if not tomorrow, next week. And I'm informed reliably that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are already finding their way to Mombasa State House. That's where those announcements are likely to be made tomorrow. But the question is, should Raila Odinga join the government? Does it make political sense for him to join the government? Those are the questions which Kenyans are currently asking. So today I want us to look at why President Uhuru Kenyatta is bringing Raila Odinga into his government. And before we go into that, if you're bumping on this video for the first time, just hit the subscribe button now so that next time we produce a video like this, you get notified. Now back to the main issue. Let's talk a bit of politics. Uhuru Kenyatta kicked out Kipchumba Murkomen and Susan Kihika. Again, Jubilee rebels who are nominated have already received their warning letters. Aden Duale and Ben Washeli are also likely to be kicked out, but I'm told Duale might survive. In ODM, Raila Odinga met with members of the Central Management Committee yesterday. That's the organ of the party that decides what happens in the party. It's basically the organ which runs the day-to-day activity of the party. They met yesterday. And one of the resolutions they made was that they are not going to enter into or to merge with the Jubilee Party. But they are open to any possibility of appointments in government. So in short, ODM announced yesterday that they are willing to donate even Raila Odinga to serve in government. So this thing of Raila joining government is real. But why is President Uhuru Kenyatta keen on bringing Raila Odinga into his government? Because we know Uhuru Kenyatta can rule this country the way he wants, because he is the president now. He's not going to seek for any votes. But why is he going to bring Raila Odinga? Why is he bringing all these people together? In my view, Uhuru is doing that because of the following reasons. The first reason is that Uhuru Kenyatta cannot rule this country without William Ruto and without Raila Odinga. So it means if William Ruto is outside the government, then Raila Odinga must be in government. If Raila Odinga is outside government, William Ruto must be in government. So basically, that's what's happening. Uhuru cannot afford to have Raila Odinga outside government, at the same time have William Ruto outside government. Akijaribu hiyo, he will go the next day. So I think Uhuru Kenyatta in his own wisdom has realized that his relationship with his deputy has come to an end. And there's nothing which can be salvaged. So he must look for ways of surviving in this murky politics. And one of the ways is to bring KANU. Then after bringing KANU, ensure you bring Raila Odinga. And Raila Odinga now, because Jubilee government, Uhuru Kenyatta's government actually, now hangs on the court of Raila Odinga. So Raila Odinga and his team must be given something. I'm told that there's even a possibility of Raila Odinga being made kind of a co-president with Uhuru Kenyatta, so that he's going to be the head of an economic recovery team, and all ministers are going to report to him. Then the moment the minister all ministers will be reporting to him, it means in the pecking order, Raila Odinga will be higher above them. That strategy I'm going to explain in my next video, not today, but probably tomorrow or after the announcement is made. But I'm sure that announcement is going to be made, if not tomorrow, anytime from tomorrow. So that's number one. Uhuru cannot operate without Raila Odinga and without Ruto at the same time. So one of them must be inside. Number two, I think Uhuru Kenyatta has realized that the DP is gone. His allies are gone. The base is gone. So Uhuru Kenyatta must now appease the NASA stronghold. He must appease them. So how can he do this? He can only do this by appointments, because Uhuru has always been accused of appointing people only from his community. Just today, Uhuru has made several appointments. Agnes Odhiambo has been appointed as the board chair of NTSA. Jecton Ojwang, the former Supreme Court judge, has been appointed, and other appointments. Several other people have seen, Mboga, several others. So basically, the president must work hard to appease the NASA stronghold. That is Nyanza, that is Coast, that is Western. He must appease them. Because these people have actually, most of them have actually refused to embrace the handshake. Not because of any other thing, but because they feel there's no benefit which is being felt on the ground as far as the handshake politics is concerned. So the president must now appease these people by dishing out appointments to some of them. Let us wait for tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, because this announcement is going to be made very soon, if not tomorrow, but next week. Number 3, I think it's also this a strategy for President Uhuru Kenyatta to weaken his deputy. As things stand today, the deputy president is outmaneuvered. He's outwitted. The DP is subdued. I was reading a story, not really a story, I was reading somewhere that Oscar Sudi, actually on vuguvugu.com, one of the writers posted that story. Go and check it, vuguvugu.com. That Oscar Sudi was accusing leaders from Rift Valley of betraying the deputy president William Samoei Ruto. That the Nandi senator refused to pick 22 calls from the deputy president. And the DP really wanted this guy to sign physically the document, the list of senators who did not attend the meeting at State House. So they looked for this guy. And again, there was in Gishu Senator, Professor Margaret Kamar, also was at State House. So those are people who are perceived to be allies of the DP, but they found themselves either missing deliberately or attending the meeting physically, and the DP was trying to save his guy. So this is a man who is subdued. But this man has always bragged about the numbers and influence. Power is about influence. Influence in government, his people appointed here and there. So to reduce that influence and to weaken the DP, his people must give way. His people must give way. And some of them are people like Simon Chelugoi. There is this guy called Charles Keter. And technically, if you monitor certain things, because I've always maintained this, in politics, everything is normally designed to achieve a particular objective. Charles Keter comes from Kericho. President Uhuru Kenyatta appointed Betty Maina Chemutai as a cabinet secretary. Betty Maina comes from Kericho. So that was basically the end of Charles Keter. Charles Keter was the Minister for Energy. This is the guy the DP has been using to go around the country, launch those last mile projects. Chelugoi is the guy he was using to go and launch those dams and the rest. What happened to Chelugoi? He was removed to Labour. Labour there, who is he dealing with? Ndugu Francis Atwoli. So that's how politics is played. So the idea here is basically to weaken the DP. And lastly, I also want to believe that the whole scheme is actually about forming a grand coalition. And that's why someone like Isaac Ruto was brought on board. And he denied, and I told you guys that day, that the moment this guy denied that the chopper which came from his home to Nairobi carried just the wife, I told you guys that was the time he confirmed that he indeed went to Nairobi. So they want to form a grand coalition. So this grand coalition, it's very tricky, and the DP is also playing some games here. There's supposed to be Kalonzo Musyoka, who has actually went ahead and met with the Gideon Moi. But today, the DP has reacted by unleashing Johnston Muthama. He also unleashed Hassan Omar. Hassan Omar was immediate former Secretary General of WIPO. He also unleashed Boni Halwale. But the idea is to form a coalition government so that the DP can be isolated. The politics in this country is tribal. The moment you give Musalia Mudavadi an appointment, or you give him a chance to nominate his person, then it's simple, game done. Lawyers and his supporters will be comfortable. The moment you give Kalonzo or some of his people, appoint them to cabinet, the campus will be comfortable. Because as things stand today, this government was predominantly viewed as a Kikuyu Kalenjin cabinet. So by bringing these people, the president is basically organizing a coalition. And I want to believe that the idea here is basically for the purposes of 2022 elections. And lastly, I think it's about BBI campaigns. If this appointment is going to be effected, then one thing is going to be very clear. That this country is likely to head for a referendum. And if not a referendum, then it's likely to head in a parliamentary initiative. Because a referendum we can change the constitution through a referendum. If that will not be possible, then it's going to be a popular initiative. And that's why these guys are coercing their members in a particular way. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. I don't know what do you think Raila Odinga should take any role in this government? Now let me answer you honestly. I don't have any problem with Raila Odinga joining the government. If he can join the government and effect changes in the government, which will impact positively on Kenyans, then why not? This is a guy who contested for the presidency to serve this country as the head of state. So if he can be appointed to a position where he can influence policy issues of this country positively, then I don't have a problem. And again, the country is currently facing a lot of challenges. So if Raila Odinga can be a solution to that, then why not? But again, it's also an opportunity for Kenyans to judge him. If he's given this opportunity and he will fail, then Kenyans will have an opportunity to say, you are given a chance, but you failed. But if he will be given a chance and then in the next 2 years, he improves the economy, then I think it will be good. I don't know what you think. That's my take. And if you're bumping on this video for the first time, simple. Just hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, you'll get notified. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Continue liking the videos. Continue sharing the videos to your supporters, because that's the only way. We are hitting 70,000 next week. So let us race to 100,000. Can only be possible if you continue sharing the videos, telling a friend. And I know most of you guys are doing this. And this past week, I don't know whether there's a big change in the channel, because I've received a lot of support in terms of encouragement. People are acknowledging, people appreciating what we do here. Know that all those can only be possible with your support. Because if you don't watch these videos, if you don't share them, then who can share them? Can we be proud that we are making content and people are not even watching? People are not happy with them. Thank you guys. Enjoy your day.